Hey everyone, this is Brenda for Stamplicity and welcome to Fun Friday. All right, this morning we are going to do a little overview of the Minc foiling machine. So this was a little bit different from the Spellbinder's Glimmer machine. The Minc foiling machine is more like a laminator style, and thought I would kind of do an overview of it and show you some new Easter foilable panels from Minc-An, Maine. All right, so I'm going to switch the camera around and let's have some Easter fun. All right, so I have my Minc-An, Maine Minc machine here, and I am going to turn it on. Now, before I do that, well, no, I'm going to turn it on and then I'm going to talk because it takes a few minutes to warm up. So there is a couple of things. Laminator machine, you'll notice that there's a gold button on here, and there'll be numbers here, and they'll have lights underneath them. But the first thing you need to do after you plug it in and you're ready to use is make sure you turn the on and off switch on the back there. All right, that's going to initially turn the power on to your machine. So that is on now. All right, and now when I push the button here, something is going to happen. It's going to beep and all that. Now I want to put it on setting 3. That's the setting we want for the foilables and such. The lower settings are going to be more for more delicate materials. And honestly, you shouldn't really have to go past 3. I mean, they have higher settings on there, but 3 is the one that you want for the foilable products. All right, so I'm going to let this warm up. So let's just talk about the difference between this and the Glimmer machine. All right, so like I said, this is a laminator style, and as soon as you turn that gold button on, you will start hearing a slight little humming or vibration in there, and those are the rollers that are in there. All right, so they are rolling in there, and that's what you're going to hear. Those rollers will heat up. All right, and then when you start putting your foilables in here, this is a little bit different again from the foil you would use from a Glimmer machine. All right, so this foil will actually adhere to heated up toner. All right, so toner is like kind of an ink, so to say. There's toner printers out there. So these patterns and such are, I'm going to just show you a pattern. This is a jelly bean pattern. So this foilable has been printed with toner. So whatever you see black is the toner. And when you put foil on top of this and you run it through our little Minc laminator foil machine here, the toner heats up, the foil adheres to it, and that's how you get the foil on these designs. All right, so hopefully that makes sense. The beep that you just heard just meant my machine is up to temperature and ready to go. Now the difference from this versus a Spellbinder's Glimmer machine is that in the Spellbinder's foiling machine, you will have a heated platform, and you heat a metal plate, and the foils you use for that one are heat activated, so that when the press of the plate and the foil go after they've been heated up, when they go through your die cut machine, it gets pressed into there, and it will adhere because of the heating and the heat activated foil. So those are the two different systems. But this one here, so there's plus and minuses for each of the machines. I love my Glimmer machine. I really do. I love the fact that the plates I can use in my better press, which makes it the plate's versatile. However, that plate is always the same. All right, you're going to press it the same. You're going to foil it the same. In terms of the Minc machine, you buy kind of your foiled panels. So for instance, I'm going to show you this new one, which is the Easter Fun Foilables. You're going to get a bunch of designs in here. You can foil them, and I'm going to show you a process and where you can use the plus and the negative. And then once you're done this, you're on to the next design. So you can always change up your designs. These are always available, but you can always look for the new designs. So you're not always stuck with the same plate, so to say, or the same design. You can change it up. So I love both machines. All right. I find this one is very user friendly. The Glimmer machine, there is a bit of a learning curve, but once you get past that learning curve, you will love it. So to each their own. Like be like me and just have them all, right? So, okay, so let's get started. Green light is on, so that means it is ready to go. When you feel the machine, you can feel that it is warm. I mean, it's not hot. You're not going to burn yourself on it. And you can also feel the vibrations of the rollers in there, all right? Now, to get started, you will need what we call a transfer foil. This is where we're going to kind of sandwich our design as well as our foil in here to protect it as it goes through the rollers. All right, so I have my little transfer foil here. Good news is there we have different sizes of this coming in. There is now a 6x8 or 6x9 transfer foil coming in, which is pretty awesome. They should be here very soon. All right, so that's exciting. So this one here is a 6x6. That's what comes with your machine, and you can buy replacement ones or have extra ones so you can have, you know, things ready to go all the time. All right, so I am going to use the brand new Fun Easter foilables. These are really, really cute. There's a variety of patterns in here. Easter eggs, the little peeps bunnies, jelly beans, and then I'm going to call them the little bunnies. They look like little chocolate bunnies, all right? So we're going to play around with them. I'm going to show you a few little tips and techniques and just really overview on how to use the Minc machine, all right? So let's do let's do the bunnies, the peeps here, only because I have that cut in half already. So normally these sheets will come in 8.5 by 5.5 sheet. All right. So that means when you cut this in half, you're going to have 2 card front panels there. All right. So I've taken the liberty to cut my panel in half already, but you'll notice that I have a white background with black peeps, and then I have a black background with white peeps. All right, so you get a full sheet of both of them. I've cut them in half. All right, so remember, whatever is black on here is what is going to be foiled. So when I foil this guy right here, my foil would adhere to the black bunnies. All right, so we'll still have that white background. And then this one here, when we foil this one, the bunnies will remain white, and the background will change to whatever foil color I use. All right, so hopefully that makes sense. But I'm also going to show you something where we use toner paper here. This is a paper that is completely like toner, and we're going to be able to use the plus and negatives of this. All right, it all makes sense. So when I am done, I'm going to have 4 panels with little peep bunnies on there with all different colors. All right, so let's just get started and you'll understand. All right, so let's start with the white background with the black bunnies. All right, the toner bunnies, and let's go ahead and do a foil on here. Now I have a brand new foil and I don't know what this one is called, but it is coming in. All right, it's like a holographic kind of lilac color. I don't know what it's called. I got it in a class kit from Minc-An, and I know I have it on order, so that's a bonus. But isn't it beautiful? I love it. So let's use that. So I'm going to grab my panel. I'm going to grab my piece of foil here, and I'm going to move this just a little bit out of the way here, and I'm going to place it right on my panel here. Now, normally I would have my little brush here, and I don't have it here because I ended up selling mine to somebody, but we do have more of the brushes in it. And then like an anti-static brush, and it just helps remove any dust or hair or anything that might be on there. I'm going to use this brush. This is not the brush, but you want to just do this because whatever is stuck on those bunnies, and then you put your foil on top, will remain there. It will come off, but then the piece underneath it will not be foiled, if that makes sense. So I just like to use my brush, and you're actually going to want that beautiful one from Minc-An because it is absolutely stunning. And then I'm also going to brush the back side of this one again, just because this has been sitting on my desk and I don't want no dust particles or cat hair or anything attached to it. All right, so all right, I'm going to place this on now. And now I'm going to take that whole panel with the foil and I am going to place it in my transfer foil or my folder. All right. Once I have that on there, I'm going to feed it portrait style. All right. Now I've tried it doing it this way and it doesn't work. All right. I don't know. It's the pressure on how it's applied. It works best in portrait. All right. So let's go ahead. Now you don't have to worry about putting a button on or anything. You're just going to feed that in and the machine will automatically grab it. All right. And then presto, you don't need to do anything. You're just going to let the machine do its thing. I'm going to move this back a little bit so you can kind of see it coming out. And then the magic will happen. Doo -doo. And this is why we all wait. We have to be a little patient. All right. Now this little transfer sheet will be warm to the touch, all right? You're not going to burn yourself, but you do want to wait until that kind of cools before opening it, all right? It only takes a few seconds to cool down, all right? So, all right, just wiggle it a little and then we'll take that out. All right, and now this is when the magic happens, all right? So now I'm going to peel this and look at that. We have those fun bunnies. Oh my gosh, right? So there is perfect foiling, all right? I love it. So, so sweet. And now I got to make something with that, all right? So look how beautiful that is. Ah. All right, so again, that was with the toner printed bunnies on there. Now, I'm going to put that right there. And now look at this. I have this beautiful negative sheet here. And this is where these panels come into play, all right? So these are toner panels, all right? So this is black. They come in all different colors. You can get a pastel pack, you can get a jewel pack, you can get white, you can get gray, black. Now, these are the smaller packs. We have the bigger packs of these ones. I just have the smaller packs. So this is a complete toner on there. So now what I can do with the negative is there's no waste of this, all right? As long as you have these toner panels. So now what I can do is, again, I'm going to brush this and I'm going to grab this. We're going to place this right on. And I'm going to center this as best I can. All right, so that is on now. And now I'm going to place that in our transfer foil. And now I'm going to run this through. All right. So again, the foil is only going to attach to the toner piece. All right. So let me put this in. And this becomes then the never ending story, everyone, just because I'll show you what I mean in a second. All right. So, and we're just going to wait for that to come through. And this is just so pretty. So pretty. Love that color. Love it. All right, that one is just about done. All right. And again, we're going to just let that cool for a second. And then we can open this up. All right. And even though I had my foil hanging off the edge of my panel, it did not adhere to the transfer foil because it only adheres to the toner. All right. So, all right. So now we're going to peel this off and take a look. So there really is no waste on this. All right. So now we've got this panel here. And I'm not sure why it didn't foil all the way up there, but now we have this panel that we've used in negative, all right? But wait, now do we still have toner exposed on here? Now you can leave it as is if you want, or you could have some fun, and I'm gonna add gold to this. This is what I mean, it's like a never-ending story. So I'm gonna go ahead and now trim a piece of gold to fit over top. My foil selection here is not that great. It's a lot of Christmas and fall colors. I don't have a lot of spring colors, but so now what I'm going to do, because all those bunnies are still black toner, now I can go ahead and place another piece of foil over top. And let's put that in. I didn't use a brush this time, but you would definitely do that. All right, and now let's go ahead and put this on. This is going to look so crazy, but it's going to show you the point that I'm trying to make. It's just like an ongoing, never-ending story. All right, so this is what we started with. Then we used one of the toner panels, and now we are using another color on top of it. So much fun. So much fun. All right, so we're going to let that cool. All right, just give it a little shake there. All right, and now we're going to take this out and let's peel this back. And now whatever was black on there, probably not the best foil to choose, because now we have like crazy disco ball, but fun little effect. So now you're getting that pattern back again. All right, so now we did foil on foil with a toner sheet and using a negative. All right, so look at that. And here's where the never ending story is. All right, so now we have this one here, this negative, that we can go ahead now and take another toner panel and put that on. Do you see where I mean about never ending story? It just keeps on going. All right. Those bunnies just keep on multiplying. All right. So that was the white background. Now I'll leave it as that. I'm not going to keep on going with that one. But let's go ahead and grab this one here. So this one had the black toner as the background. All right. And that means the bunnies will remain white. All right. So let's pick, I have this lovely little kind of pink and blue striped piece. All right. So let's cut a piece. And let's attach this on. Again, I'm going to use my brush and use my brush. And we're going to stick that on. And let's get our transfer foil, our folder. All right, and let's run that through. So this is going to be the opposite of what we started with from the last one. Let me just get my little panels here. All right, this one is just about done. All right, so that's done. We're going to give it a second just to cool down. All right, pull that out. And now we can do the reveal. Oh, look how fun this one is. Oh, look how fun. All right, so now we have all these little bunnies, and then that blue and teal lovely look. All right, so again, now we have the reverse of this one that we could go ahead and put on a toner sheet. Now, I think this one would look best on white, not so much black. I don't have the white here, but I'm going to save that, and I'll be able to use that on a white toner sheet. All right, what else can I show you with this? Um, Oh, I did want to show you that with this as well, you can go in and actually ink on this paper. So let me just go ahead and grab, um, I think Salty Ocean will be really cute on here. So I'm just going to grab a little bit of this and say I just want to color one. All right, you can actually go in and ink this. Now, I'm being very careful because I just want to color this one. Now the ink will go on top of the foil, but you'll be able to wipe that off. So I just really want to apply that ink on the bunny. There's so many things you can do with this, with these foilable panels for design-wise. In fact, we will have a class coming up to kind of explore the different things you can do with it. All right, so I have now inked that. So what I'm going to do is now I'm going to just take a cloth here, a dry cloth, and I'm going to just buff off the extra ink that's on the foil. And I buffed a little too much. I got it onto the neighboring one, but that's okay. All right, so now we've colored that in. All right, so you could have some fun now in coloring them in. All right, so it's really, really cool. I wouldn't advise using alcohol ink markers because actually that will go on the foil and it will not come off. So ink is probably the best choice in terms of like a distress ink, a blendable ink. All right, so that is the Minc foil machine. I just want to do a quick little tutorial on that, show you off some of the brand new Easter panels that are coming in. And like I said, jelly beans and bunnies and Easter eggs. These are the Easter egg ones I did in gold. All right, so there is the gold. So I did this, that one, and then I used a negative on a foilable toner panel. All right, so this was a multicolored one, which is pretty cool. But lots of fun with the Mink machine. So coming soon, we have brand new product coming in at Stamplicity. So hope you liked this. If there's any questions about the machine, please let us know. We'll answer them as best we can. But it's a fun little machine if you want to get a little foil and shine in your life. All right, everyone, that's it for me for today. Hope you enjoyed that. We'll talk to you soon.